And we're back here in the First at 4 kitchen today with Chef Anthony Marino and Ashley of Dugan's. Of course, we love our Dugan's Kitchen. Thank you so much for making this happen, because I think that is one of the sweet spots of First at 4. Yeah. We get to have so many community members in to cook things, and we actually use it sometimes for crafting. Like if florists are doing lessons, we put the cover on it, and we can use this space many different ways, and it's wonderful for us.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
So this is all done and ready to go, right?
Let's rock and roll. Let's talk sandwich. So like now I put the Carolina Gold sauce in here. So now Carolina Gold is like a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of mustardy base, but it looks great. And I cooked it down with the bacon, so it gives it that great texture. And like you just take like a nice spoonful, and like this is great weekend stuff. This is like what you want to have, a hearty sandwich. It's nice out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you want to do, and then I just put it like on a brioche. I like cut it like that. You could butter and toast it, and then I put a little bit of the dry rub on it, right? Oh. Just like this. So the dry rub is the same thing that we put into the chicken. We just incorporate it in, and it follows in through the dish. It really helps out. So then, little drizzle of Mike's Hot Honey. And this is like a sweet.
Ooh, look at that.
This is like a sweet heat. And then I put some of this, it's called frizzle, but it's a it's a graza oil. So it's just like a little bit of like an Italian oil. It just gives it a little bit of sheen and shine. It makes it very nice without like, and here's the thing, I don't like to like heavy barbecue it. You know what I mean? We roasted it in the barbecue seasoning, we cooked in the barbecue sauce. We don't need it dripping with barbecue sauce.
Right.
I mean, you like that, more power to you. This is like more of a, like, you know, a controlled sandwich. Okay,
it's a lot of flavor.
If that's a thing, you know what I mean? If that's a thing, it's a controlled.
Going on there.
So we'll do that. Cut that in half. Like, look at that. That's the sandwich.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? I'll put that over here for the ladies here to look at.
The salad is so beautiful and fresh, too.
This salad is nice. So that's that roasted watermelon. Okay, we crumbled the feta in there, and it's just like regular brine feta. But here's the fun part. We took these little cucumbers, these English cucumbers, we sliced them in coins, and then, you know, we took the watermelon pulp or whatever, and we added vinegar to that and added lemon and made a vinaigrette to that. So if you look at this, this looks great, right? Then here it is. I add the dust into it too. I add the barbecue seasoning and stuff like that too. So you get a little bit of that barbecue flavor. So you're getting that, I always call it indoor barbecue. So you're not out there grilling, you're not out there sweating. Yeah. You're in here in a controlled climate. You're hanging out, it's a good time, it's relaxed, you know what I mean? And then something like this could be served over greens. I like that. But it could stand just like this on its own. Yeah. Very nice. It has great color.
I find that with a salad like this, that there's a sweet spot, because you want everything to marinate together, but yet you don't want it to be too marinated and too mushy.
You don't want it to turn into soup. You want the texture to be right on.
So how long would you let this sit once you put everything together?
I roasted 5 to 7 minutes, right? And then I let that watermelon sit in the fridge, come down. I use that pulp. Then I just marinate that cucumber last minute, probably 30 minutes, just to get the right texture. You know what I mean? And this, you know, you can serve it over greens, but this is gluten-free. This is like, you know, you take the cheese out, it's dairy-free. You still got a lot of flavor, a big punch, you know, and you could, you know, feed the whole crowd.
A lot of options. A lot of folks, chicken is a go-to in the summer on the barbecue, but this is a different spin on it for your nice, you know, summer weekend getaway, or perhaps, you know, a little barbecue with the neighbors.
And I always say, like, this is something different. Everybody has the chicken breast, or everybody's doing, like, you know, wings and things like that. The chicken thigh is still, you know, a relatively low-priced item too. You know what I mean? You get a great price chicken thigh, but it has a lot of the best flavor. It's on the bone meat, and you know that skin gives it a great texture. So,
I love it.
I mean, I think it's just, you know.
And how long have you been cooking?
Oh my God, I graduated culinary school in New York in 2000. So, you know, 20 some years ago, but I started in a restaurant in Mount Washington when I was 15 years old. So I've been doing it since 15, been with Dawn's over 12 years, and you know, all the restaurants in between.
And what's your favorite thing to prepare on TV? Because you really you specialize in doing this on TV, which there's a trick to it. You've got to be quick and concise.
Yeah, you got to be quick and concise. Yeah. You know, and I always say, you know, and go from the heart. Like I like scratch-made pasta, my mom's old recipe, things like that. Or anything that I, like, you know, I can have a great story with and connect to people with is kind of what the thing. I mean, like everybody else always has their grandparents' recipe, always has their home go-to. And I say, guys, make that, do that, and you know.
So beautiful.
On your face.
So perfect. Chef Anthony, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Ashley, thank you so much for being with us today. And again, we love our Dugan's Kitchen. Try this recipe. It's on our website. It is fantastic. Until the next time.
Thanks so much.
And stay right here.
Appreciate you guys.
Erie News Now at 5 is next.